Hey, you! I need you to hit the subscribe button below.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments,
all 10 commandments,
which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So God told the Israelites, if we keep the commandments, we're going to be set on high above all nations above the earth. Why do I want to go to this and show you this? Because I want to show you that there's nothing we teaching about being racist or prejudiced. We're showing you God's word. God made every nation, but he separated the nations and put them in their own place. Remember, because y'all heard the story about Nimrod, right? In the Tower of Babel. Everybody tried to be one. And what did God do? Separated them. That's the way God intended for it to be. Read on. Is that it?
Yeah, that was it for one.
All right, so go to 15. So that now we keep the commandments. You read down from verse 1 through 14. It tells you all the blessings that the Israelites would get if they keep the commandments. He says set them on high. It means they're being rulership. All right, read.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes.
So it's more than 10 commandments. There's other commandments we need to follow. So God said, if we don't listen to what Moses tells us to do in his Bible, then all these what?
Which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Overtake thee means you can't shake it. No matter what part of the earth we go to, they're going to follow us. That's why you look in history, even now, anywhere in America, anywhere in the world, in the ghettos of the world, where do you see people at? What people you see in them ghettos? Us. The curses, we can't shake them. We can't shake them. We disobey God, so now the curse is upon us spiritually, and wherever we go, we always what? We always rise and we fall, rise and fall. We get a little bit, it's gone. We never succeed as a nation, right? They still reigning over us, right? We don't. That's it?
Yeah, that's verse 15.
I'm going to show you something with her. 64. We just reading the curse.
Verse 64.
Read.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other.
Now, this is a curse. God said we don't keep the laws, he's going to scatter us from one end of the earth even to the other. How we get scattered?
Probably what? Transportation. We're transported, right?
Yeah, how we get transported?
By a white man.
How?
Ships.
Slave ships. God said a curse was going to get scattered across the whole world. Right? Read it.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
Among all the other nations. We're not going to be in our homeland no more. He's going to push us out. We're going to get scattered, right? Read.
From one end of the earth, even unto the other.
Let me see, one end of the earth. So they came from Spain and England. They came all the way to Brazil, came to Mexico, from one end of the earth even to the other. Read.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
Other gods. We only knew the God of the Bible, the God of Israel. We didn't know the cross. We didn't know the Islamic rock. We didn't know them gods. So he said we could be made to serve other gods than the one true God. Read.
And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Our forefathers didn't know nothing about Islam and know about Christianity. Because the Bible is not Christianity. You know what I'm saying? They teach Christianity from the Bible, but it's not about it. Read.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Wood and stone. Because God giving you a similitude. The wood represents the wooden cross. That's another God. The stone represents the Islamic stone. That's another God. Tell me the one with fierce countenance. Is that 65? I think 65. Read on. Is that 65?
And
49?
yeah, I would say that's
Go back. Just get it from real quick.
the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard. Verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
A nation against you from far. We just read that 64. Bring a nation against you from far. So while y'all was over here chilling, another nation came from far over to your land, right? Read.
And the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies.
As swift as the eagle flies. What's the symbol of America today?
The eagle, yeah.
What's the symbol of Rome? What's the symbol of Rome? You know the symbol of Rome? What's the symbol of Spain? What's the symbol of America? What's the symbol of Rome? God give you similitudes in the Bible, telling you what's going on. Read that again.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
You spoke Hebrew. Y'all people spoke Hebrew over here. Your father people spoke Hebrew. These Edomites came over, right? Speaking a whole different language. What were they speaking? Latin, right? So they came over to South America, North America, and Central America, speaking a language they did not understand. It's in the Bible. We're reading word for word. Read.
A nation of fierce countenance.
Fierce countenance. What does that mean?
What was it?
Fierce countenance. What does that mean? Not give a damn. It's going to tell you why. Read. Watch.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
What does that want you to put down? Nor show favor to the young or to the old. Is that the one I want? Yeah. Right here. I want the one with the, yeah. The young. What they doing with that baby?
Oh my God.
Throw them in the fire.
Huh?
And
They bashing up against a rock.
Yeah.
They bashing against it, they're killing them. This is stuff we got out of history books. It's telling you in the Bible what they're going to do. A nation of fierce countenance. I mean, they're going to come over here and don't give a damn about nothing. Their mindset is murder, kill, take, rob, steal, get rich. Read.
And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle.
Take all your food, take all your land. What happened to the buffalo that was over here? The Native American Indians, they lived off that. The so-called Mexicans, the buffalo was all over North America. There was no such thing as Mexico, right? It was all ran by the Aztecs. Read.
And the fruit of thy land. Until thou be destroyed.
Until you be destroyed. It means until your whole heritage is wiped out. So now they're going to wipe out your heritage, take everything you have, kill the older, because if you kill the old man, you can't teach the young. So now if you can't teach the young, you got a 5-year-old kid, what is he going to learn? Whatever they teach you. And that's how y'all end up speaking Spanish. See what I'm saying? That's how we end up speaking English. Hebrew is our native tongue. See what I'm saying? That's what we are here to try to wake up people up and show them, listen, according to the scripture, we are the people of the book. All these curses happen to us. The last verse, I'll let y'all go. So I know y'all got the rest of y'all dated. 68, we got to head back to school. Like I said, our place, we don't call it church, we call it school, because we tell you come learn. Bring your pen, your paper, your Bible. You don't come there for a show. There's no singing, song, and dance. There's no pastor time, plate, and all that kind of crazy stuff. Our job is to wake our people up. You have to know who you are, because we are in the last days, all right? You know we're in the last days. It's just by some fact that Joe Biden telling you ain't got control over your body. You can take a shot or you ain't going to work, right? Is that saying you free? Are you in a democracy? See what I'm saying? So we have to wake up and understand we live in the last days right now. The whole thing is to make sure that we don't survive as a race. And I hope y'all haven't taken that shot yet, because if you've been watching the news, they're making people sterile. Women are getting to the point where their periods are changing and having miscarriages. I was in my dentist office today. She said a lady who took the shot ended up having a miscarriage. People ain't gonna find out till a year to 3 years down the line right now when they start trying to have family, have children. They're sterile. The men and the women.
That's crazy.
Do the research. It's out there. You just gotta find it. The research is out there. Be careful. They do not want us to see us succeed as a race of people, because they know once we wake up like we're doing right now in the last days, Christ's gonna crack that sky and it's over. It's gonna be the second Exodus. When we came out of Egypt, that was one way, right? Through the Red Sea. It was a miracle. Second time Christ came and he cracked that sky, we out of here. As long as we keep the commandments. So I'm saying, doing like he told us to do. Ain't doing like he told us to do, we're gonna stay right here. But the thing is, you gotta be keeping these laws, because the whole plan is to destroy us, always. For some reason, they can't destroy us. Think about it. Black folks had kids left and right. Can't stop it. That's the way God made us. Hispanics, left and right. Plentiful kids. Because the Israelites were supposed to replenish the earth and keep the earth full. That's our job. That's our job. We're not supposed to die off. Other nations die off. You know what I'm saying? If you do your research, you'll find out that this is going against their plans. Some people want to start a whole new nation, and it's going against their plan, because so-called white folks, or Edomites according to the Bible, that's the nationality according to the Bible. It's called Edomites. Edom. Right? They're Edomites. Their bloodline is dwindling because their seed are not able to have more children like we are. That's why they celebrate certain things like quintuplets and all that stuff in all the shows. They have one woman having 8 kids, 6 kids, because that's a miracle to them, because they know their race is dying off. So what they do is they try to do what? Intermingle with ours, because they know we ain't going nowhere. We the salt of the earth, right? This earth won't exist. If this earth get destroyed, there'll be no more Israelites. Period. Other than that, the planet's here because we here. You have to realize that. Right? Oh, yeah. Read that.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
This is a curse. Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So he's going to bring you into Egypt again, which is when we came out of Egypt, right? So did we ever go back to Egypt again after that? So what's he talking about?
Slavery.
Say it again?
Slavery.
We're talking about slavery. Read that. So make sure you got a good understanding of what we're talking about so you know we're not making up our own words. God defines itself. Right? The word of God defines itself. Read that.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2.
Read.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So what does Egypt mean?
Out of the house of bondage.
So house of bondage in Egypt is synonymous. It means slavery. So we go back to Deuteronomy 28, and Moses is warning the Israelites if we don't keep the commandments, what's going to happen to us? Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Slavery again. Read.
With ships.
How?
With ships.
How you say we got over here? Slave ships. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
He's saying just the way I'm telling you it's going to happen, that's how it's going to happen. Ain't no metaphors in that. Ain't no similitudes in that. He's saying just the way I'm telling you it's going to happen, it's going to happen. You can read any history book about slavery in America and see how we got here. Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
See it, the it is our homeland. You went back yet? No. I ain't went back yet. You went back? Read.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
To your who?
You shall be sold unto your enemies.
When we got off the slave ships, and we were put on auction blocks, he said we're going to be sold to who?
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
So who bought us?
White man.
Edomites.
On Wall Street.
Yep, on Wall Street.
On Wall Street.
So who is God saying that the Israelites' enemies are?
Them. Esau.
All day. All day long. So God tell you in the Bible who your enemies are. He tell you who you are and tell you who your enemy is, who's against you. Right? But you got to read the Bible. You got to pick it up and read it. Don't overlook it. Just read it. We had to read it. We came into the truth. We had to read it from cover to cover. Just so we know what the heck is going on. And so we can be able to get out and teach our people and show them exactly what's in there that you ain't been taught. So we don't keep on walking around being a lost people. Because like I told somebody earlier today, there's no way you can go home, work your job, go home, got all your bills, got all your house, got all your cars, and you still struggling to make stuff happen, make stuff work, just to have a little extra. And you sit down and look at yourself in the mirror and say, is this my life? Is this all I'm amounting to? It's got to be more than this. It's got to be. So if this is my life, I might as well just stop now. Because everybody else getting rich. The Israelites aren't. We still on the bottom, and nothing's changing. Here it is. We done had Islam come through with Farrakhan them, Marcus Garvey them come through. Nothing's changed. Everybody talking about economics. It ain't fixing nothing. We got to come back to God and keep the commandments. That's the only thing gonna fix it. Only thing gonna fix it. Other than that, we're gonna keep dealing with stuff. Read on, finish that out.
And you shall be sold unto your enemies.
Right.
For bondmen.
Slave men,
And bondwomen.
slave women.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man shall redeem you. Means no one's gonna be able to break the curses that God put on us. No man's gonna be able to do it. Only person gonna be able to do that is who? Christ. That's what we waiting on. That's our salvation. That's who we waiting on to come get us, save us, and get us up out of here. Right? But we gotta start keeping the commandments. That's the only way it's gonna flip back around. Only way. Go to Deuteronomy 30 and 8 real quick.
Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 8.
Read.
And thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Lord. And do-
Return and obey. Remember we read that in Deuteronomy 28 and 1. If we obey the Lord and what he say do, right? We'll be set on high above all nations, right? So we're reading what's going to happen. So we're reading after the curses. Read that again from the top.
And thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Lord.
So we should return, start keeping commandments again, like we haven't been doing. Read.
And do all his commandments, which I command thee this day. And the Lord thy God will make thee plenteous in every work of thine hands.
Start blessing. You start getting blessings coming your way. Read.
In the fruit of thy body.
That's your bloodline, your kids. Read.
In the fruit of thy cattle.
Yeah.
In the fruit of thy land. For good. For the Lord will again rejoice over thee for good.
You gonna do what?
And the Lord will again rejoice over thee for good.
He will be glad to give you back what he promised you. We just don't want it. Y'all got kids? Not yet? Okay. As a father.
I got kids.
You got
five
kids?
kids. I got full custody of 3 kids.
Okay, all right. Okay, I was a single parent too. So I know how hard that is. Trust me. Time to work and put food on the table and go home and cook because you got to cook too.
I gotta be 2 hats at one time.
All praise. I've been there, done that. I'm grown now. You know what I'm saying? So I did the whole bid. All right, read that again.
It says, and the Lord thy God will make thee plenteous in every work of thine hands.
So God's saying that you are my children. I'm going to bless you if you keep the commandments. If you don't keep the commandments, I'm going to curse you, right? I'm going to punish you. When we have children, they do bad. What do? We punish them. Do we say, well, I don't want to do what you no more? No, we punish them, let them learn from it, deal with it, bounce back. Get it right this time. Yeah. But as you're getting it right, I've still got stuff for you. As a parent, father, you say, I'm still going to teach you, I'm still going to provide for you, I'm still going to give you everything you need as a father. God is our Heavenly Father. He said, I'm still going to give you back what I told you you're going to have. You just got to get your mind right and get back into this book. Keep the laws. And I'm going to give it back to you. You know, sworn up.
And every work of thy hand, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy land, for good. For the Lord will again rejoice over thee for good. And as he rejoiced over thy fathers.
Yeah, I want the part where it says he's going to put it back on them.
That's verse 7.
Verse 7, read that.
Verse 7. And the Lord thy God will put these curses upon thine enemies.
Same curses from Deuteronomy 15 through 15, Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68. We read about the fierce countenance coming over and killing us and doing all this stuff, putting us on slave ships. He said he's going to do what?
And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies.
Who's the enemy again?
Esau.
Same people soldiers on the ships. God said he's going to put that thing around.
And on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
Who hate us right now today? Right. We're hated. You ain't seen nobody getting shot down and killed in the last 10, 20 years except blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right? God said they hate us. They hate us. But he said, I'm going to put the thing back on them that hate you. Oh, I'm going to let you do to them what they did to you. Read. Is that it? So the thing I got to realize is that once you start keeping these commandments, as we usher in and walk in these last days, you got to start taking the time to get your life back right. Get back lined up with the Bible so that way you can get up out of here. See what I'm saying? That's what we want to do. So you being knowing that you a blessed seed. See what I'm saying? I know you're going to have a dilemma because of your situation at home. You're going to have a dilemma with your parents. So God going to have you make a choice. You're going to have to make a choice. Give me that Matthew about I come to divide. Because the thing is, we all had to go through it too. A lot of our parents, they're not of mixed races, but they don't believe in this Bible. Doesn't mean we got to stop it and say, well, I don't want salvation because my mom and them daddy don't want it. No. You got to trust in yourself. And trust in the Lord. Don't trust in yourself.
No, I said you got a choice for yourself.
A choice for yourself. Yes, sir. You got a choice for yourself. Was that Matthew 10, what I want? 10 to 36? 34. 10 to 34. Let's say, because God said he didn't come here to bring peace and bring everybody together. That's not biblical. When we're going to read this out of the New Testament. When Christ said it, we have to get it out of our mindset that we all one. That Christ came and died for everybody. He did not. It's not biblical. There's nothing that says that. Read that.
Book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 34.
Read.
Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
The Christian church tries to say we all at peace. Christ coming to do peace. He's going to pick up all the kids and put them on their lap, and we all going to hug and sing kumbaya. This is in red. Christ telling you what he's saying. Read that.
Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
Read.
I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
The problem's going to be in your own household, be in your own family. You got to make up your mind what you want to do. That's the hard part, because some of us, because of our love for our parents, we'll end up losing the salvation that we got coming through Christ. That's why he said the bloodline goes through your father, not through your mother. So that's how you identify who you are according to Israel. You know what I'm saying? So once you see, okay, well, I know I got this, you can't worry about what's going to happen to anybody else. Moms, aunties, uncles, and all of them ain't our problem. Your problem is you. You got to worry about you. It is what it is. It's more on that. What did it say?
He that loveth
Yeah, read that.
Verse 37. He that loveth father or mother more than me.
My mama, my daddy. What if my mama or my daddy is from another nation? What if they don't believe? Read.
He that loveth father or mother more than me.
Was to love Christ more than anything. Whatever he say do, you do. Period. Period. Read.
Is not worthy of me.
What?
Is not worthy of me.
Read.
And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
Read.
And he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me.
You know what I mean by taking you to the cross? Means those things you got to deal with mentally, knowing that your family member's not going to follow what you're saying. You got to bear that down and learn how to and bear through that. Get past them emotions. Because ain't nothing in here said Christ or God came to make an agreement with us to where he can compromise. Well, if y'all do this, I'll do that. No, he said keep the commandments. There's no middle ground. There's no middle ground to keep the commandments. You know what I'm saying? So when he says in the Bible, he said mother against father and all that kind of good stuff, you're going to have problems in your household, bro. Especially if you try to go home and explain to your parents. They're not going to receive it. They're not going to receive it. I can tell you that right now. I know those situations, they're not. Trust me. But the thing is, you have to make a decision. Do you want this to be your life, or do you want the promises to come into the kingdom? You know what I'm saying? And y'all together, so y'all working on getting married, right? We're working on y'all talking about it? Because the Bible say marriage is honorable, not boyfriend and girlfriend. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah.
How you know that?
I mean, obviously.
You get married at a.
Huh?
That's what marriage is. I mean, that's what I grew up to believe.
Really not supposed to
That's
be
a religious thing.
Right.
Marriage is sex, right?
Not necessarily. Well, according to the Bible, if you're having sex with a woman, you're supposed to marry her after that. Having sex with her don't make her automatically your wife. That's why you have the instruments of covenant, because you have the instruments of covenant to seal it, to make it legal. You know what I'm saying? But you can't have sex with her, then go have sex with somebody else. The problem is nobody holds anybody to that. That's why back in the day, you ever heard of shotgun weddings? Somebody go in there and slip up in the daughter, and daddy go get that shotgun like, no, you about to marry my daughter, I'm gonna have the shotgun. Why you saying I do? You ain't about to leave. That's what the Bible's telling you. You slip up and have sex with one of these men's daughter, they gonna come after you and tell you got to marry that girl. Plain and simple. Or they will put you to death. They don't play. That's what we telling you. That's what we telling you right now. It ain't about having sex with her, because you have to finish the marriage part. Consummation and paperwork go together when it comes to marriage. You know what I'm saying? Not just having sex with this person, that person, them all my wives. No, it's not biblical. It's not in the Bible. It's not biblical. Read that, Hebrews 13 and 4.
Book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all.
Boyfriend, girlfriend.
Marriage is honorable in all.
We just praying with prayers of benefits.
Marriage is honorable in all. And the bed undefiled.
So if you're married, as long as you don't break the laws of Leviticus 18, as long as you don't break the sex laws of Leviticus 18, whatever y'all do in your bed is on y'all. Right? That's what the Bible saying.
But whoremongers, and adulterers, God will judge.
Keep on playing around and get judged. You know what judgment is? You know what the judgment is on that?
Judgment Day happened.
No, judgment could be diseases. You know what I'm saying? You don't think that's a judgment? Yeah. We read about the curses, right? Jeremiah 26. We read about the curses, right? We saw that slavery is a curse. We saw that another nation come kill us, right? Take our land, right? Deuteronomy 59 or 60. Deuteronomy 28, 59 or 60. He said the judgment. I'm telling you what the judgment is going to be in a whoremonger, right? Read that.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 59.
Yeah.
Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful.
What?
And then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful.
Read.
And the plagues of thy seed.
Plagues of what?
The plagues of thy seed.
You ever seen a baby born with AIDS? Plagues of thy seed. Read.
Even great plagues, and of long continuance,
Yeah.
and sore sicknesses,
Read.
and long continuance. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt,
All the diseases that was in Egypt and
which thou was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed.
that's the curse out of Deuteronomy 28. Every curse, everything not written, but what's not written in there? Herpes, AIDS, gonorrhea, syphilis. He said even the ones not written in the book will bring back. That's when he says in Hebrews 13 and 4. He says marriage is honorable, but whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge. Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68 are judgments by God.
It's crazy. That's a lot to take in, man.
I know it is.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
We used to scream Black Power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.